The following program was produced by Cinema Milkshake.
Did you have a good world when you died? Enough to base a movie on?
We sail into history.
Let us toast your fame.
To fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a true story.
It's better to burn out than to fade away.
Infamous is when you're more than famous.
You don't really believe that story is true, do you?
Perhaps it might be better, Mr. President, if you were more concerned with the American people than with your image in a history book.
The rookie sensation came into the season unknown, but everyone knows him now.
What a drag it is being a famous movie star and so rich.
Fortune and glory.
Fortune and glory.
After I'm dead and I'm gone, what do you think the world will say of me?
Who gives a shit? It's ancient history.
When you have to choose between the truth and the legend, print the legend.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome all your lovely ears to the very first Kill Me or Thrill Me side quest, Biopics, or It Didn't Happen. This is the first episode of what will hopefully be a long-running, voluminously entertaining journey through the sometimes classy, sometimes trashy, and sometimes downright bizarre world of biopics. And today's movie, well, it's better than a Guinness, better than a wank.
Are you serious? You memorize lyrics?
A little bit. My name is Ryan, and you may recognize my moderately annoying yet undeniably alluring voice from the Kill Me or Thrill Me podcast. And you'll recognize my co-host's voice from the same podcast because they were featured as guests on there. But now they're part of the Cinema Milkshake family because there's no way in the world I would undertake this journey without help. So I asked two of my favorite people. That's right, listeners. You get not one, not two, but three entire hosts for this show. And it's my absolute pleasure to introduce Hojo and Joe to the show.
Hello.
Oh, you know what I forgot, Joe, is your air horn sound. Damn it.
A work in progress. We'll do our best, and then next time we'll have it. I'll get a whole sound bar ready for this thing.
I want you to be the, like on Howard Stern, you could be the Baba Booey guy, just in the background, just constantly inserting really inappropriate sound effects.
Strangely enough, this is not the first time that I've been compared to Baba Booey, so I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, it's just fun to say, Baba Booey. Anyway, for those of you out there that don't know, Howard Stern was a radio host back in the day.
Is he not anymore?
I think he retired a while ago.
He's still on the America's Got Talent, and apparently he's learned a lot from past mistakes as well.
Yeah, he's kind of woke.
Reflecting and listening.
Yeah, he's woke Howard Stern now.
I know two things about him, and one of them is he has made mistakes, and two is he talked to a serial killer once on the air.
Yeah. Yes, he did do that.
A murderer, maybe not a serial killer, but a murderer.
Do you think this show, through this show, eventually we'll be able to say the same thing? We've made mistakes and we've talked to a serial killer?
I hope so. We can only hope.
We'll be talking about some serial killers.
Certainly not in this one episode.
No.
Well, unless you count the paparazzi.
Yeah, you saw that movie with Cole Hauser, that Mel Gibson movie, Paparazzi, where he takes vengeance on... Anyway.
I know the Lady Gaga song.
I know Cole Hauser from Dutton Ranch.
Wow.
No. Because see, I'm a father now, and as soon as your child is born, somebody just shows up and gives you the first season of Yellowstone and says you're here now. You're with us. And so I've been inducted into that world.
Oh, okay. I don't see a Remington mounted over your head in the back there.
Because I got it right at my hip, ready to use.
I don't think you wear a rifle on your hip.
You haven't seen these getaway sticks I'm packing there, friend, in a long time.
All right. Well, so what we're here to do, folks, is talk about biopics. Before we get into it, I want to tell both of you right now, Hojo, Joe, no need to thank me. You're welcome.
I wasn't going to.
I wasn't either. I want to fit in. So
okay, well, The reason they're probably both saying that is because the movie I picked for some reason is 2021's Diana the Musical.
Yay.
Yes, you've probably heard of it. Some of you might have actually watched it. Why did I pick this? No reason other than it's Diana the Musical.
You really wanted to see it.
I have a very masochistic streak in me when it comes to films, and especially
I can relate.
Yeah, well, yeah, I live with you, and I know what your viewing habits are.
Yeah, I'm currently rewatching Supernatural. So
okay, Joe, how are you?
I gotta be honest, a little confused. You're saying that this was born out of a masochistic tendency or masochistic streak, where I thought this was your way of like welcoming me to the side quest here, because I deeply relate to this movie and to Lady Diana Spencer. Like I too live my life like a candle in the wind, and so I thought this was you reaching out and laying hands on me and just like bringing me into your embrace here.
Okay,
you do give Princess Diana energy.
Thank you.
You're the people's princess, Joe.
Well, you know what? If that's the narrative you want to take with you, and that's the legend that you want to print, we'll go with that, Joe.
Hey.
Yeah, I did this for you because I wanted you to feel that someone had heard you and seen you.
We did not talk about this prior to hitting record, but I do feel like we should let the audience know that one of our running things here is I am just going to be pitching merch ideas throughout because we're going to have, if nothing else, one, I can promise you eventually we will talk to a serial killer.
Yep.
And two, we are going to have the most robust merch site set up for you guys to pick through. So number one, first idea here, it's going to be a picture of me with the People's Princess underneath it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I would wear that on a hat.
You know what it should say underneath your faces? To quote this movie, underneath your faces it should say, "How does one survive when it hurts to be alive?"
Yeah.
Or better than a Guinness, better than a wank. Like, I don't know.
Or just underestimated.
I think, yeah, okay. I'm going to let you two do the merch.
I think one of us is going to have to arm wrestle with like who's going to be better than a wank, better than a Guinness. So we'll just, that'll be drawing lots.
Can't we have both?
Yeah. And in the spirit of brotherhood, yes, we can.
Okay. Or in sisterhood, as this movie.
Yes.
Because it's about
great female relationships in this movie. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful feminist.
No women were pit against each other. That wasn't the whole point. Anyway.
Well, that begs a good question. Does it pass the Bechdel test?
Yes, because there was the Thrilla in Manila with Camilla.
Yeah, but they were fighting over a man.
Oh yeah, no, they were talking. I forgot
they were talking about a man.
That's call me up because I forgot that was part of the Bechdel test.
Yeah, I think the most non-Bechdel moments in this movie are Princess Di just talking about what she's going to wear with her manservant.
That's a man.
Yeah, I know.
But it was like a member of the household. Doesn't count as a person, right?
Right. That's a means to an end in human form.
Yeah.
Like, you're there to do what I need you to do. But I don't know. I was just saying that's Bechdel adjacent because other than that, I think they're constantly talking about men or why they should be with men or why they can't live without men.
Or why they can't live with them. Or it's just a lot of men. Mostly Prince Charles.
It's raining men. It's raining. That's a double meaning joke because it's raining men as in like the weather, but they're also royalty, so they're rain. They have a
all
rain.
All right.
Okay. Joe, air horn. That was air horn, right? No? Okay.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. I think that's toilet flush. Shoot.
Okay.
I have to label
fine.
these better. It's,
I deserve that. All right, guys, before we get into Diana the Musical, let's play a little game, shall we?
Ooh.
It's a 2 truths and a lie game. And the subject of this is the royals, the British monarchy, so to speak. I will give you 3 quote-unquote facts. You have to decide which are the 2 truths and which one is the lie. All right. Your first fact. Prince Andrew once claimed he was unable to sweat due to a wartime injury.
Huh.
Okay? All right. The Tower of London. We know about the Tower of London?
Intimately.
The Tower... Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
I have questions. We'll talk later. The Tower of London's ravens are officially protected because legend says the kingdom will fall if the ravens leave.
I love that.
Okay, and your third royal monarchical fact is Prince William reportedly banned garlic from all palace kitchens after he had a nightmare about vampires after seeing Coppola's Dracula in the early 90s.
So I have a little previous knowledge, and I'm gonna put my money on the Ravens being true.
Okay, Hojo?
I think I vaguely heard that Prince Andrew said the sweat thing. So I think the lie is the garlic thing.
Joe?
I concur.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are correct.
Yeah. I love the Raven thing. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I made up the Dracula one.
Well, yeah. I mean, just the fact that you mentioned Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula kind of gave it away.
Was that it? Did I give too much detail? Is that what?
Yeah.
Because the best lies are the simplest lie, and I went too far, didn't I? Okay.
It's like the one I've been living. This best lie is the simplest lie.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Same here. Okay, well, we're going to get into it. So the movie we have today is Diana the Musical. All right, Hojo, why don't you give us a little history lesson here and let us know a little bit about the person on which this musical biopic is based.
Okay, so Diana the Musical is about Princess Diana, born Diana Spencer. She was born to an aristocratic family that was very close with the royals, actually. Prince Charles dated her sister for a while, or pursued her sister.
Ooh.
Prince Charles was he got around.
Slut.
Yeah, no, he was a man whore.
I can't co-sign any of this. I feel like, excuse me for a quick second, I am going to be tiptoeing around this because I may or may not in a month be heading to the United Kingdom, and I do not want to be stopped at Heathrow. So I cannot co-sign any of this. The Royals are my Royals, and they have been doing a great job.
Do you have to address the king?
Yeah, wait.
I hope so.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
you better.
I just called him a man whore, so
see if he'll cut a promo for us.
Yeah. he did have a obviously, because they're married now, had a long romance with Camilla Parker Bowles. But he married Diana when she was 18, I believe.
Sounds about right, yeah.
I mean, I hope it was at least that. I mean,
Princess Diana married Charles when she was 20 years old and he was 32. So there's a significant age difference. I know, guess, but think about how the monarchs were in the past.
Withered arms and humps.
It's a reasonable age gap, I think, but he met her when she was a teenager. We could have it. This is a different debate, but yeah, and it was a fairy tale wedding that everyone watched on TV,
including little Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I was there.
Dressed up in your short pants.
Probably, yeah. And sitting on the couch somewhere in Byron Center, Michigan, watching TV, wondering what the big deal was and why Star Wars wasn't in it.
This was in 1981.
Yep.
I remember it because my aunt had a book about it. I was not born yet, but my aunt had a book about it, and she was very into the royals, as a lot of people are.
They're glamorous. I get it.
Are they? They're kind of inbred and weird looking.
I like that song by Lord.
All right,
Lord who?
Lord.
So yeah, the
Lord.
wedding was a big deal. It was like an unconventional coupling because like the scandals were like unheard of, I guess. Like there was a lot of cheating and a lot of like weird press. Like the press was obsessed with them, and I think that's the case for the royals in general.
Right.
But she was miserable in her marriage most of the time. I'm sorry, am I getting too depressing?
No.
I mean, it's not a happy story for sure.
Which means it's perfect subject matter for a musical. I mean, Les Mis isn't happy either.
Just to skim over her time as a princess, it was pretty much a business deal marriage. They both were mired in cheating scandals, and the paparazzi relentlessly hounded her because she was pretty and had style. And the public was very enamored with her, and for good reason, because she considered herself a humanitarian before a politician. So she was very notable for spending time with HIV/AIDS patients. With like she was like, these are just people. I don't have to like put on full protective gear to talk to them. And she was very active in causes, particularly with like healthcare in nations stricken with major waves of illnesses, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And she was also very notable for like being involved with trying to abolish landmines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except in her own life.
Ooh.
And she like spoke up about eating disorders because she had one, and like she was a humanitarian. Like she had many causes, and that's why they call her the People's Princess, because that's what she did.
Okay.
Very highly publicized divorce from Prince Charles.
I was there for that too.
Was kind of exciting for her because she was like, well, now I can do what I want to do and have a little more privacy. She did not have any more privacy, and was eventually died in a car accident in France, A, because the driver was drunk, and B, because they were being hounded by paparazzi. But her legacy remains.
If I may, I don't. This is going to be real whiplash here from a very poignant ending of our subject. But can we circle back to Ryan? You claim that you were quote there for her divorce. What does that mean?
Yeah, well, like the wedding, I saw it on TV.
Oh, I pictured you again in your short pants, maybe holding a poppy outside the courtroom and shooting your shot.
Well, once again, Joe, your scenario is better than mine. Yeah. So I want you to just go with that.
I love it.
I remember the day she died. I didn't believe it.
Oh.
You've always been skeptical of the mainstream media, though.
No, I don't believe anything the mainstream media says.
Red pill.
I am extremely red pilled. No, actually, I'm black pilled. I don't give a fuck about anything.
It's yeah.
I've taken the black pill.
There's another shirt idea right there, guys.
Yeah.
Make a note of that. Yep.
I remember the day she died. I didn't believe it because all I knew about her was she was like a princess and like famous. Like I saw her every day on TV.
How old were you?
I was like 10.
Okay.
So I must have been younger than that if we're doing
yes,
that.
so much younger.
Do you remember it, Joe?
I remember. Yeah, it's a similar feeling of that. This is possibly like the first memory of a famous person that died.
I would say so for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like we would watch the news at dinner every night, and she was always on the news. So like when she died, it was like, no, that's not. What are you talking about? So yeah, I saved like the Time magazine that she was on. Yeah, like I saved all the stuff. Like the press, or not the press. Like I saved all the magazines and newspapers of her death because I was like working on a scrapbook. I don't know. I was a dork. But that was like a major historical event right next to when the Red Wings won the World Cup.
Oh, now you're talking my language. Yep.
Yeah, so those were the two things I was obsessed with at the time.
Weirdly similar incidents involving tragic limo crashes.
What? Follow-up questions.
For the real Red Wing heads out there, I know we got tons of them tuning in.
Well, now we do. Damn, you're supposed to bring us that jock dynamic, or the jock demographic is what I meant.
Let me pull this. Let me pop this top, and we'll get into it.
1997.
After the 96-97 Stanley Cup Championship celebration.
Shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
What the hell, guys? 97 was pretty weird.
It's a tough time.
It's a tough time for car crashes. I mean, specifically, I feel like the fact...
I blame James Cameron.
You lived in Michigan at the time, right, Joe?
I did.
I think this might be a correlation for people from Michigan specifically.
Yeah.
I was helping a girlfriend move out of an apartment, and some neighbor just walked by and went, "Yo, man, Princess Di died."
Wow.
And then he just kept walking, and I was like, huh? Oh, well, I guess I'll look into that later. Guys, I was a little older, okay?
We know.
To be fair, I've never given an feckety feck about the about the royal family. So I know Mother Teresa died the same day, but I was
oh yeah.
I was in a real like tumultuous, stupid relationship and probably just pissed off. So I would have been like, God, I wish I was her. Is probably what I thought.
Certainly this guy, this random stranger breaking the news to you didn't help that relationship, because you dropped the couch you were carrying and you fell to your knees and just left her struggling with the entirety of that love seat.
See, this is why Joe needs to write my autobiography.
Yeah.
Because he makes my life so much more interesting than it was. Everything. Joe, you get to write it. After I die, just write it. Just say it's authorized.
Much like Michael J. Fox and CNN, I have been keeping, little death blurbs about pretty much everybody in my immediate circle. So I got yours.
Awesome.
I just got to plug in a couple of names, dates, and, the serial killer names to flush it out. But we're good to go.
Yeah, that's fine, man.
That's funny because I feel like this movie that we watched made her life less interesting.
Well,
so we should have gotten Joe on the case.
Hojo, what a pro bringing it back to the movie. That's what the people are tuning in for. That was wonderful.
Well, okay. Joe, then I guess let's toss it to you. And why don't you talk about the people who brought these characters to life on screen?
I would love to do that. So this movie was led by the wonderful Jeannie Duvall as Lady Di. She's been around the block a little bit. She's played Glinda in a tour of Wicked. Her Broadway debuts were in American Idiot. Did you guys see American Idiot?
Every morning when I look in the mirror.
Oh boy.
God damn it.
No, I have not seen the I've listened to the album. I have listened to the album. So
this is a real side of my maturity, because I know we are being broadcast to millions right now.
Right.
That when you're talking about your morning routines of relating to Green Day, I had a Dookie joke locked and loaded, but I refrained, people. I refrained.
Thank God for that. Thank you, Joe.
When masturbation's lost its fun, you're fucking lazy.
Is that from this musical? What is that from?
No, that's from Green Day.
Yeah.
I forget the song.
That makes sense. Anyway, Gina Duvall, American Idiot on Broadway. She was in Kinky Boots. She originated Dawn in the musical Waitress. What is that? Sarah Bareilles?
Oh yeah. Was that a Felicity Huffman or not Felicity Huffman? Carrie Russell.
Yes, the Carrie Russell movie. Yes,
Carrie Russell music movie. Yeah, in the show Felicity.
What was her hair like in the movie or the musical? I'm looking it up.
I think it was how it is. It's curly and
the good Carrie Russell hair. Okay.
Yeah.
Before everyone just lost their mind.
Carrie with the good hair.
Oh, I like that. Anyway, that musical has like one good song. I'm not going to debate you on that one. That's fine. She had a long run after this. She had a long run before this of Sweeney Todd related
work.
So she's been getting around, and what I found most appealing to me, and then also mortifying that it was appealing to me, Gina Duvall and her sister run Broadway Weekends, which was described to me as a summer camp for Broadway adults.
No. Mm-mm.
Listeners out there, if you have any connections to Broadway Weekends, please hook your boy up, because I want to be part of that world. Little Mermaid.
Joe,
Anyway.
Joe, I'll go with you. I'm serious.
What do they teach you?
Just to live your best life. Yep.
Yeah.
You guys can do that.
We will.
Anyway, that is Miss Gina Duvall as Lady Di. Erin Davey played Camilla, which again, every time the name is mentioned, I know she's an important. I think she's the queen consort right now, and hopefully I'll get to meet her in a month.
Mm-hmm.
But every time the name is brought up, it's Gonzo's girlfriend, that chicken who sings the CeeLo Green song in that latest movie. It made me chuckle. She's been around a little bit too. Grey Gardens.
I haven't seen the musical. I don't want to see the musical because Grey Gardens is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, okay. You have a relationship with it then?
Yeah, it's a documentary by the Maisels brothers. That's very it's kind of, some people call it like the foundations of reality TV, because it's like they're supposed to be a fly on the wall, but it's everyone's very aware that they're on camera. We could talk about this later, but I don't want to see a musical version of that.
I appreciate the context, really.
Yeah.
Because I only know it as a reference point. Like my neighbors yell it at me.
Mm-hmm.
Clean it up, Grey Gardens. And I'm like, okay,
It is about two women who live in a house and yell at each other a lot.
So it is hurtful. Okay, good. I'm glad the meaning was conveyed through drive-by yellings. Okay, cool, cool.
Can confirm it's hurtful.
Erin Davies was also did some work in Sunday in the Park with George, and had a TV role on Orange is the New Black.
Ooh.
Oh.
Rounding it out as Prince Charles, now King Charles, is Ro Hartranft. I nailed that pronunciation, and not a single person alive could tell me I didn't.
Nothing but net.
This was his Broadway debut, and what a show to debut in.
That's
okay.
He's got some TV work. He was in Blue Bloods. He was in Power on Stars, and also Emily in Paris. I missed the R role. Paris.
Love that. That's Phil Collins' daughter.
Is that true?
Yeah, Emily in Paris.
Phil Collins' daughter was dating the cop from Stranger Things?
I guess.
Oh man.
Wait, what?
Right? No,
Emily in Paris? I thought that. Are you talking about Lily Allen? No.
I'm talking about Lily Allen, and I think, yeah.
Yeah, and she wrote an entire album about it, and I guess you weren't paying attention, Joe.
You know what? Guilty as charged there, but I mean,
it was a very messy breakup
with Stranger Things actor David Harbour.
Yeah, and
one of the erstwhile Hellboys.
It was not Lily Collins. I saw that Heck Boy movie.
Thank you for keeping it PG there. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ro Hartranft as Charles. Nowadays looks like it works as a coach for the Musical Theater College Auditions program, MTCA.
Okay.
Doing some good work, and I'm saying that with all genuineness, as I was a former teacher myself, doing the Lord's work out there.
Yeah.
Then rounding out like the big four, we have the Queen Elizabeth, played by Broadway legend Judy Kaye. I mean, this is a long Broadway career here, guys.
Okay.
She took over from Madeline Kahn on the 20th Century back in the day, was labeled a star by the press.
Okay.
Sometimes problematic press, as we've learned through this movie, but labeled a star early on. She took a role as Carlotta in Phantom.
Ah, I know that one.
Mm-hmm. She did some work on Ragtime. She was in Mamma Mia as well.
Ugh.
Lately, she's been working as Madame Morrible for Wicked. We all loved her Michelle Yeoh's portrayal in the recent one.
I have not seen Wicked, and
neither.
I haven't seen them yet either. I will though.
I haven't. I've told this story 1,000 times. Let me tell you my thing about Wicked.
Please.
In college, this is my thing about Wicked. In college, everyone around me was obsessed with that musical because that's when it came out, and they would not stop singing those fucking songs. And
thank you for making it R again.
Those fecking songs. God
Thank
damn it.
you.
Fucking hate
Now
that.
we got
Hated that.
PG-13. That's fine.
So I like have this like visceral response every like just a recoiling into myself every time I hear a Wicked song.
What about Wicked Game by Chris Isaac?
That's fine. But yeah, these last couple years have been hard for me.
Because of all the Wicked?
Because of all the Wicked, yeah.
Our thoughts and prayers have been with you for the last couple of years as we've gotten through this together.
Not me. I live with you, and I had no idea this was happening.
You knew about this. I told you about this.
You were like going through hell because of Wicked.
Yes, I was. That's exactly why I've been so upset these past couple of years.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the government or like my personal life. It's all about the Wicked trauma response.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. It's not my trauma, but I get it. I hear you.
And then, that was kind of the big four of the cast. I do want to give a shout out to Gareth Keegan as my man James Hewitt as well.
James Hewitt.
Oh, he was the one who was a riding instructor.
He came out of the ground on a giant saddle.
Electrifying.
Yeah, he wasn't bad looking
for a redhead. Yeah.
Yeah, if I may throw that out.
I could not tell the difference between the men in this movie.
Uh-oh.
Fair enough.
It was kind of difficult for me. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, fair enough. All right, so I guess I have to tell you all a little bit about the people responsible for bringing this treat and or atrocity to the screen. I'm giving you options because I don't want anybody to know. I don't want to spoil anything. Diana the musical did start out on stage. It debuted in 2019. It did receive enough audience interest during its run in order for it to transfer to Broadway. However, by the time it hit Broadway in March of 2020, a big thing was going on in the world. Anybody want to guess what that is? It starts with a C and ends with a 19.
I don't remember. No.
COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding.
That sort of shut that down. So the producers of the play made an arrangement with Netflix, and they filmed one of the performances and sold it to Netflix as a film. It's not what you would call a traditional film. It's obviously just a filmed play. Usually, historically, those happen after the movie or after the play is successful. However, this is one of the first times that's been done in the opposite order. And the reason they did that was they thought the movie would, generate some interest and possibly more money to help it continue on Broadway. Spoiler alert, this did not happen. And the show has not been performed since, although I have read it is available if anybody would like to do stagings. I don't know how much, but Joe, if you want to look into that.
Don't do that.
Only if I can play dual roles, much in the style of Cabaret. One part of my body is that butler guy. The other part of my body is James Hewitt on his horse.
Okay, so you're like a centaur.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. I would like that. I think that would be better than what I saw in this movie. If there was a centaur.
Yeah. Well, let's workshop it when we go to the little Broadway for Adults camp. We'll workshop it.
I literally can't wait. If you're out there, Broadway weekends, get at us.
Now, you may find this hard to believe, but Netflix paid roughly $10 million to acquire this.
What did they do with the money?
They spent $10 million to acquire this so they could show it.
First of all, put your pinky down. I don't know why you're saying it with like Dr. Evil style right now, but
who, me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
$10 million.
Well, I have nothing else to say. That is just how much Netflix paid for it, because I think they really thought this was going to generate interest so that by the time theaters reopened, that this would be a runaway hit. It was not. So let's talk a little bit about the director and writer. The director is a man by the name of Christopher Ashley. Now, Christopher Ashley has worked in theater, but he's also worked in film before. In fact, in 1995, he released a film called Jeffrey that was based on a stage play. It's about gay men living in New York during the AIDS crisis. It was very well received. Kind of a I don't necessarily think it was a groundbreaking movie or a play, because it came out in the early 90s and there had been some before that, but it did attract a lot of big name stars to the movie. Steven Weber was in it, Sigourney Weaver, Nathan Lane, Olympia Dukakis, Christine Baranski, Kathy Najimy, Cameron Manheim. There was like a ton of people in it, but was a very big deal for one actor in particular, and that is Sir Patrick Stewart.
Oh, wow.
Because Star Trek The Next Generation had just ended, and this was his first chance to do a role outside of the usual genre stuff he was known for, because obviously he did Star Trek for several years and had kind of become known just for that. Before that, he was basically a Shakespearean, hardcore Shakespeare guy who once in a while appeared in movies, but nothing major until Star Trek. And then this was kind of a big deal for him. I'm not going to get into too much of it, but if you want to read or listen to his memoir, he reflects very fondly on this film, although he does say he would not take the role now because he's not a gay man. But, most people were very impressed by his performance. There was a lot of Oscar talk at the time. He did not get a nomination, but I think it was where Patrick Stewart kind of proved that he could do other stuff other than, make it so, number one. Okay. So, that's our director. That's kind of where he got his start. And since then, he directed a lot of stage productions, and he's basically associated with a lot of large scale musicals and comedy. I've never heard of any of these, but he did some plays called Come From Away, Memphis.
One of my absolute two of my absolute favorites right there.
Are you being serious?
I have 100%.
Okay.
Come From Away is the Canada 9/11 musical. We saw it in Canada. Very, very emotional, and his film version of this was wonderful. I can't recommend that enough. I believe it's on Apple TV. Check it out.
Actually, I might have to watch it. And Memphis is about Elvis. And then he did a play called Escape to Margaritaville.
Ooh.
Is it about Jimmy Buffett? Is it a Jimmy Buffett jukebox?
Oh, holy
musical?
shit. Yes, it is. Okay. I should have looked that up.
Incredible.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
Have you ever had an existential crisis at a Margaritaville brand restaurant?
No, but I know you have.
I have.
It is a jukebox musical comedy based on the songs of Jimmy Buffett. So, shame on me for not doing my homework better. So then
that was just a guess on my part, and I don't like that I was correct.
What else would it be? I mean,
I don't know.
Like an Escape from New York type gritty style.
Having an existential crisis in a Margaritaville brand restaurant.
I like Joe's idea better. It's like Escape from New York. You got freaking Kurt Russell up there with an eye patch. He's trying to find the lost salt shaker of.
Can I just say one more thing about Margaritaville?
Please.
The restaurant. Their house margarita was called Who's to Blame?
It's the girl or a woman. I'm sorry, it's a woman, and right?
Yeah.
Do they actually have a cheeseburger in paradise on the menu?
I think they would have to legally.
I didn't look. I was not looking for that, but I'm sure that if they didn't have that, I was more focused on the fact that like a fake hurricane news report comes on the TV, and then a giant bottle of tequila comes down from the ceiling and inserts itself into a giant blender.
So this is like a Rainforest Cafe level of production here. Is what you're describing. Wow.
It is. Yes, it is. And there were stilt walkers and balloon artists.
That is,
which might be exclusive to the Myrtle Beach location, but
I love that story. I really want to go sometime.
And keep in mind, I was having an existential crisis. Like, seriously.
Well, that's the best place to do it at.
Right, yeah.
Now, he did do a couple of other productions. Sweeney Todd. He did Merrily We Roll Along. He also did he directed a musical version of the 1980 cult film Xanadu.
Oh, wow.
Which I personally love.
You don't.
I love that movie. That was so much fun.
You do not.
I thought it was pretty great. I liked Xanadu.
I don't believe you. I do not believe you. I even hate that movie, and I love garbage. Like, I love watching terrible things, and Xanadu, for some reason, I mean, the ending, the like final musical number is great, but like the movie,
I think I'm conflating Xanadu with Starlight Express, and that's on me, guys. I apologize. But that's both. They're both. Are they roller skating heavy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Xanadu is very roller skating heavy.
He also did a Freaky Friday, and apparently, which I need to see this now, but it's called the Untitled, Unauthorized Hunter S. Thompson Musical. I got to track that one down.
I thought you were going to say Hunter Biden.
No. Although I wouldn't.
I would write that one.
I wouldn't put it past him. So our director here, he has won a Tony for best direction of a musical for Come From Away. So yeah, that's our director, our writer, or I should say,
book by, lyrics by, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's
playwright.
Okay, fine. Well, not when it's whatever. Okay, writer and lyricist Joe DiPietro. Wrote the book and lyrics for Diana. He's a veteran Broadway writer, best known for the aforementioned Memphis. And he also did a couple other plays called Nice Work If You Can Get It.
Also a good one.
And I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change.
Oh, it's a great one. Yep. That's a lot of fun.
Is it? Okay. I really wish I knew more, have seen more plays, Joe. I really do. I'm being legit.
Standing invitation. You and I will do a tour.
Okay. Like they're doing Dial M for Murder here in town, and I really want to see that because I like that movie. But I hear it's like an updated version, so that would be interesting to see. Because little known secret, actually, it's not a secret at all. I happen to love musicals, so
that was gonna be. I have that question. I just wanted to. What are both of your relationships to musicals?
I do theater. However you want to define the theater I do is up to you. I spend a lot of time on stage. I'm, a comedian and dancer. So I obviously love theater. But musicals? No.
Wow.
I don't know. It doesn't click with me. But also, one of my favorite movies is Hedwig and the Angry Inch. So
there you go.
It's hard for me to say. Like, it really has to be the songs have to be woven into the narrative in a way that like makes sense to me.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So are you just like out on jukebox musicals, like period then, or?
I don't. Most of the time, I've seen Mamma Mia like more times than I care to admit for some reason. Not because I wanted to, because I've been like dragged to Mamma Mia more times than I'd like to admit.
Interesting.
Yeah, like the songs have to be woven into the narrative in a very specific way for me to connect with a musical.
All right.
I hate Hamilton.
What?
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is. Oh man.
I have a similar situation where when Hamilton came out, I was the fucking songs were everywhere. Social circles I was in. So like I can't abide. I appreciate the production design that goes into a lot of musicals.
Okay.
I like if it's campy in a way that like isn't trying to do anything else, I like it. If it's trying to like make a point or like change the world or like whatever, like you can't do. I don't know. I don't buy it.
It's a high bar to clear, but it makes sense.
If they just break into song randomly for no fucking reason, I don't know. Like it just my brain doesn't go. It's the same thing with found footage. Like my brain just doesn't go with it if there's a slight like narrative flaw. Yeah, like I can't.
All right.
My brain just shuts off.
When Ice Cube's webcam does a zoom in War of the Worlds.
Oh no, War of the Worlds did nothing wrong. That's a perfect movie. I would never speak ill of that film.
Okay.
But yeah, musicals I have a complicated relationship with.
I can attest to this, Joe, because every once in a while I like to belt out, did they send me daughters when I asked for sons? You're the saddest bunch I've ever met, and I bet before it's through. Finish it, Joe.
Someday I'll make a man out of you. Oh, I hit that note.
Yeah, so wherever Hojo is in the house, I will hear a shut up or
yeah.
a brick comes through the window.
Yeah, I'm that violent.
I love musicals.
Someone yelling pipe down, Grey Gardens. Yeah.
I do karaoke a lot, and when the musical theater people come in, it's always like an audition. Like they're there to do good. And I don't think karaoke is for that.
Wow.
Musicals are kind of a scourge.
Well, speaking of karaoke, Joe and I will have a little bit of some common ground on this next person. The other composer and lyricist for Diana the Musical is a man by the name of David Bryan, and he is the keyboardist for Bon Jovi.
Just my heart set aflutter when that came up. When I found that in the research, I was just screaming, punching the air. Yeah. It's like, we got him.
Because Joe and I once destroyed a Christmas work party with a version of Wanted Dead or Alive that has. What did you say on the episode we did of the other show? It was mics were dropped, people fainted, fish feared us.
Yes, exactly that.
I don't remember it.
Anyway, so yeah, Mr. David Bryan of Bon Jovi co-wrote the score and lyrics. And that's really what we've got as far as the crew on this and the stuff behind it. That's how we got here, folks.
All that to say, with the production crew you just described, this is I mean, I might be betraying my final verdict here, but with that crew, that director, the book and lyricists there, this was set up pretty well, dare I say?
I would say so. Like and all these people have a lot of award nominations or wins to their name. They've made they've had past work come out that has been enjoyed by many and made money. So what happened with this one, we may ask?
Overconfidence?
It could be.
Now, I picked this movie, but it doesn't necessarily mean I have to go first. Who is just chomping at the bit to share their opinion on Diana the Musical?
All right, so I don't want to lay claim, but I mean, I am clearly someone who is experienced in musicals, maybe not performing in them, but I've certainly seen my fair share. I'm familiar with the director. I'm familiar in a lot of cases with the writer, the lyricist, the book by
the booker,
the best boy, the key grip. I'm familiar with them all. I've done the research, and so this was kind of up my alley. And it might surprise you, and I know we're going to talk about the notoriety of the legacy of this film later on, but it might surprise you to learn that I didn't hate this movie. I have here my notes.
Okay.
Music is not bad by and large. Not bad, just very unmemorable. But there are points in the movie that, like, I perked up, that caught my attention, that you could see visibly, like, I'm going to sit forward in my chair here. One of them happened to be when it was revealed that the Queen, Judy Kay, was playing a double role, surprise out of nowhere, where the Queen disappeared. And all of a sudden, this dowdy a romance writer pops up, and I was like, you know what? You got my attention. I'm sitting forward. I was like, okay, you got my attention there.
I like your enthusiasm. I always like your enthusiasm, but I really want to hear more actually because
I'm happy to give you more because you know what? So what this sounded like to my ear, and I'm not a polished or recognized or even encouraged Broadway reviewer, but what it sounded to my ear was it was reminiscent of my late great beloved Smash. Did either of you watch Smash on NBC?
No.
I know Catherine McPhee is in it.
Catherine McPhee is in it, along with the great Megan Hilty.
Yeah, and I also know that they made fun of it on 30 Rock, sort of.
Yeah, everyone's been lining up for years to take their pot shots at Smash. When I'm here carrying the banner all alone, because what this sounded like was just like an attempt to make one of those quote unquote good old fashioned musicals. It was like right down the middle, kind of old timey Broadway tunes putting out there, and by and large, I feel like the performers brought it. I actually really liked the Diana performance. I thought Gina Duvall actually had some decent Diana energy with what she was bringing to it. We can debate some of the nuance, and I'm sure we'll get into it. But I enjoyed the energy they were bringing. Another moment that made me sit forward was, hey, that James Hewitt, when this shirtless dude is rising from the stage to begin Act 2 in a very Hamilton-esque kind of introduction where you're throwing back to a different character and say, hey, what's going on over here? Oh, wait, we have a horse rider / lover coming up through the floor. I'm like, okay, I'm with you. And then he hits that note where I just came out of my seat. I was like, yes, there was legit energy at several points throughout this musical for me.
You came out of your seat.
Came out of my seat. It is a rickety armchair that the spring might have gone, but all of a sudden I was catapulted forward.
I'm just glad
you caught me.
I'm just glad you finished the sentence with "out of my seat" because I thought you were.
I'll
which is fine. I'm fine if that's all that happened, but I'm glad you didn't make a mess. Maybe you did. Maybe you spilled a drink.
I always watch musicals with a lap full of Cheetos, so there was a considerable mess.
Okay.
But with a musical of this reputation, and anyone who Googles Diana the Musical is going to see that there is a preponderance of opinion going one way or the other on this.
Most of it one way.
Most of it one way, sure. But there are going to be highs, and I mean, this is not considered one of the great musicals of our century here. So there's going to be highs and lows with certain song quality, certain rhythms of the show. But what stops this for me from being maybe the level of disaster that sometimes it's talked about as is those moments that we all of a sudden you're actually able to reel me back in a little bit. Because there's nothing worse than just sitting and watching a musical where you're just, and you can't see this, we're not video recording, but we're just kind of lazily just sitting in your chair and nothing compels you to get out of this kind of brain dead stance you're in. But this musical had 3-4 different times where all of a sudden it's like, oh, click back in. There's something worthy of taking in here. And I got to give it its props for at least being able to, within the lulls, there's always going to be a way to bring me back. And it did that successfully.
Okay. I am happy that Joe went first. And we'll talk more. We all get more than one chance with the conch. So although I feel like when I hand the conch off to Hojo, someone's getting a rock dropped on their head after their glasses are smashed. So Hojo.
Oh, I don't want that reputation.
Two of us are wearing glasses too. This is not good.
Hojo, what'd you think?
Okay. If I'm going to watch a musical, I need the songs to be woven into the narrative. This movie did it because it seemed like a Wikipedia page being sung at me. There wasn't a whole lot of in-depth. It wasn't a character study of Diana at all. It was a telling of all the scandals in her life more than it was who she is as a person. And I had a problem with that.
I think that's accurate. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah. And I didn't like how do you pronounce her name?
Gina Duvall.
I did not like Gina Duvall's performance that much. It just seemed, it wasn't a caricature, and that's good, but it also like didn't evoke Diana. Not to like flat out disagree with you.
No, I love it.
It didn't evoke Diana to me. It sounded like a fake British accent, which I'm assuming it is.
I actually don't know. That's a good point, Joe. Since are these American actors or British actors?
She was born in Germany, but I believe she was kind of a native New Yorker. Let me double check that. Oh, excuse me. Raised in England. Born in Germany, raised in England. Okay. So
okay.
She got the goods. She got the goods, baby.
So she has a British accent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would assume with that revelation here.
Well, if it was real, it seemed fake. I don't know. Like it just like she had the hair, she had the dress, and something about the way she performed the character made the dresses look dowdy and the hair look like a costume.
Interesting.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense. Because like Diana's clothing is very much of the time, and you know, like it's hard to pull that off without her like aura. And I don't feel that her aura was there.
I love you reaching out to our Gen Z listeners right now with aura farming.
Oh, I'm saying aura like the air about, I don't know what they mean by that. I don't want to know.
I kind of don't want to know either, yet I do.
I obviously didn't like the songs because they were like, they were musical theater songs, like the most basic iteration of. Does that make sense?
No, I think you're right. I think the like I said, there were for me highs and lows. The low songs were definitely anodyne. I mean, there was not much memorable there, and I've made some notes too about some of the lyrics that I feel like might have let down the story, but yeah.
I'll tell you my least favorite part of the movie: the fucking Thrilla in Manila with Camilla song.
Oh no, I have that under highlights.
That was almost like that. Just felt because like it's based on a real event.
The Thrilla in Manila was a real event, yes.
No, I know Thrilla. No, I
wasn't there for that one.
The scene in the movie is based on a real event. It seemed like that was like the climax of the movie, and that's not really her. I don't know, like that's not about her.
So Hojo, I actually did have down in my notes here, but while again, Thrilla in Manila, but with Diana and Camille, that was another moment where it made me, sit forward because I was all laying back, being like, "Oh, I see what they're doing. They're making the chairs and tables into a boxing ring. Oh, that's clever." But then they dropped that absolute bar about the Thrilla in Manila. I was like, "Here we go. Now, I'm not just going to be a blind supporter here. I did note in that song they rhymed fun with fun several times, but then I was like, if Fred Durst can do that, why can't Diana the musical do that? But I did write, I pulled it up my notes here. I did make a note. I was like Fred Durst, I imagine that at this point, Hojo wanted to break stuff.
I'm not like that bothered about it, but it did piss me off. So yeah, I guess I am like the Fred Durst character in this situation.
Just in this situation, for clarity.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I don't know. The quality of the song was not, well, I hated the song. I hated most of the songs. I'm going to be honest. Like it's the worst of musicals to me, specifically as someone who has a complicated relationship with musicals.
Yes.
But the stuff they choose to focus on just seemed so like tawdry.
For my own clarification here, for that, to your point, are you saying that this probably wasn't a responsible depiction of postpartum depression and or eating disorders?
No, because
they didn't handle that with tact.
You know what I also hated? I hated hearing the word bulimia sung. That was terrible.
You've just been living in the world with that definition. If you strip away all the connotation and medical diagnoses, it really is like a beautiful word.
Same as gonorrhea.
Yeah.
You could name a daughter that.
Gonorrhea.
Sure, but like that's the thing. I mean, there's a movie about Princess Diana that I do really love called Spencer, starring Kristen Stewart. That it's actually really good.
Yeah. You told me.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to compare the two because like Spencer is a very like intimate portrayal of like her and how she felt being in the royal family, and it's a more quiet portrayal, and it does deal with her eating disorder in a specific in like a way that isn't exploitative,
right?
And I'm not saying that this movie was exploitative. It just seemed like it was trying to say like, yeah, this like interesting story that was in the tabloids all the time, we're going to talk about that, but also we really want to like get in these issues too, and just like rush them in like a throwaway song lyric. And I didn't appreciate that at all.
It seems almost like Tabloid the musical.
Yeah, like it's not even that interesting. It's Tabloid the musical, but it's more like clickbait headline the musical. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, oh, this trashy story, I want to know more, because they don't tell you more. It's just like when you're doing a story about someone who lived kind of a tragic life, it's hard to be respectful to begin with,
right?
Or it's hard to like to be honest and reverent at the same time.
It's the same problem that Smash Blade again. Please bring back Smash, NBC. But it's the same problem that Smash ran into when they were trying to stage their Marilyn Monroe musical. Besides musically, like sounding similar, I mean, there really are thematic parallels here too. That all of a sudden you're gonna have a song about her doing pills with the president allegedly that they just put on there for kind of like shock value, and they did similar approaches to some of the more controversial aspects of their subject's life in this. I can admit that.
I guess I just if they wanted to make it about like the paparazzi aspect of her life, there's a way to do that that's interesting and intimate and could even be a musical. And I also got the feeling that they wanted to like appeal to the internet in a way where they're making her the heroic figure. Princess Diana is a very beloved figure on the internet for what she stood for, and also her tragedy, and her style. The nuances of her life were throwaway lyrics to appeal to the internet. And obviously it didn't take.
Well, not in the way they intended.
Yeah.
As a musical, it felt basic, and as a movie, it felt disrespectful at best.
Okay.
Careless at best, I guess, not disrespectful. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I like that description. So Hojo, and I want to pose a question to you, and Ryan, maybe you even have the answer in your summation and your opinions here, but you were kind of like to my ear, at least you were alluding to maybe almost like a internet yassification of Lady Di through this.
Yeah.
I want to know though if there was a better version of execution with this. Is there a more camp version of this movie that could really achieve that? Because when I'm looking, and again, I'm on the record about not hating this. I actually had a pretty decent time on this movie, but there was only 2 or 3 instances where you can just like point at the screen like that person understands the tone that actually might make this a successful musical. I thought it was James Hewitt. I thought it was the feckety dress scene. Actually, that energy was like, oh, there's a different musical that they could tell with the energies that they're being, brought forward in this performance.
So if they made the entire thing about the alleged revenge dress, if it was just about that dress, then this would be great.
Interesting.
This would be amazing because they did a whole fucking song about that dress, and that's such a blip in her life. But that's something the internet really focuses on, is the revenge dress. So like, if that's what you wanted to do, it seems like they kind of did they wanted to focus on those like moments that people still reference, the references, I guess. So if they wanted to do that, then just make the movie about the dress. Like, who made the dress, how the dress got there.
I love that.
The dress she wanted to wear to begin with, and then like what the necklace. I don't know. Just the press around that dress actually started that conversation. Like that's how that got into the zeitgeist. The revenge dress was her wearing that black dress with the diamond sapphire necklace, like very symbolic jewelry, kind of a slutty dress for a former royal, or a royal at the time, to wear in public, because that was the day that Charles admitted on TV that he had committed adultery, and this was her like revenge moment, and that's what started that whole thing. So I just came up with a musical right now that would have been better than Diana the musical. Okay.
I do not disagree with you. And what it reminds me of, this is not a musical. You're probably both familiar with Ron Howard's film Frost Nixon?
I'm familiar with it, yeah.
Yes.
I haven't seen it because I get it confused with Good Night and Good Luck, and I've seen that movie.
That's also another one I was going to bring up. But that movie was not a biopic about either of those real people, but it was a biopic because it was about a major historical event in their lives. But it chose to focus on one thing, and that was that interview where he finally got Nixon to crack on TV and admit he'd committed crimes. And what I think works about that is, Oliver Stone did a biopic on Nixon as well that was more in line of his ascendancy to president, his presidential term, and then the aftermath. So I think what you're getting at is that this could have been dramatically, or even just more entertaining, but dramatically stronger if they had kind of just, instead of trying to do it's not a birth to death.
Right. They were trying to cram in her biography, where if they wanted to make a campy, fun musical about Princess Diana, then you kind of have to zero in on the campy, fun moments of her life. You can't like add in the bulimia and self-harm and destructive aspects of the royal family without going in depth on those things.
Just like in Good Night and Good Luck, it's about Edward R. Murrow, but not his whole life. It's just that one incident where he got Joseph McCarthy to look like an idiot on TV, and thus more or less ended the fury over the Red Scare, because they finally got him on the air admitting showing that he was just a drunken idiot. And, we all went, yes, thank you, George Clooney. I get what you're saying, and I do not disagree with you at all. So, yeah, good on you. Or as the Brits would say, good job, you.
I'm chuffed.
I'm not going to do a British accent.
Bloody heck. Isn't that what? Oh, bloody hell. I forgot. We're R.
We're R.
Yeah, we're R. We hit the R. So, I don't know. What do you, should I go now? Is that what we're?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this is great, because I think we're going to have a very even keel on this episode, because I've got Joe over here who admits to liking it. He has acknowledged the faults. I don't think he's sitting here saying it's a masterpiece, but he enjoyed it. And then on the other hand, I've got Hojo, who had a very visceral reaction in the opposite way.
Visceral?
Yeah, you're mad. You're venting your spleen.
I'm not mad. That is a paparazzi-esque interpretation of my reaction to the movie.
Yes, I set that one up.
You're part of the problem.
I am part of the problem, and I'm going to be even a bigger problem in a minute. I might be in the middle with you guys, but let me explain my position. I, as someone who has never ever cared about the royal family, I don't care. I'm not interested in them. I have no offense. We all love you. You guys are great. I'm sure some of you are cool. Those of you not in the Epstein files, Joe is coming to visit you soon. But Joe did not say that. I did. So do not take it out on Joe. Take it out on me. That's fine. I can handle it.
It's never great to mention someone in the same breath as the Epstein files, but okay. Sorry, Joe.
So yeah, I don't care about the royals. And what I'm saying is you guys go live your lives. It just doesn't matter to me. I'm not interested in what you do, what you say. So I have no stock in this movie watching it. I have no connection to this story whatsoever. Like, her death was, as a human being, I will admit it was tragic. She does seem like a good person that tried to do good with her power. And it's tragic that she is gone from us. But the news of it did not really affect me at all when I heard about it. And it just didn't. Like, I'm not going to lie. It just did not, I was at an age where I guess I had other things on my mind. And again, that was the year of Titanic. So I blame it on James Cameron, because ever since that movie beat LA Confidential for Best Picture, the world has gone downhill. Because, I mean, come on, if that hadn't succeeded, we wouldn't have Avatar. And I'm sick of Avatar.
And Varang.
What a tragedy if we didn't have Avatar.
Guys, Varang is here. Byron Ash.
Haven't seen it yet. That might be the one I like. Maybe that will be the one that will bring me around. But anyway, so I kind of went into this movie as a fan of musicals, but more so as a fan of fiascos. Anybody who has attended a school event with me, or a wedding, even a funeral, I love bearing witness to a fiasco. When a little kid on stage misses their line and they all start looking nervous and maybe one or two of them start crying. Sorry, Joe. That's comedy gold to me. I absolutely, when I was in church and we had the passion, we didn't do passion plays. We did nativity plays, and one of the angels' wing would fall off and they'd start comedy gold. I just love it. So
was this really that?
Hold on, I'm getting to that. I'm telling you that's how I approached it, as a fan of musicals and someone hoping to see a fiasco. Like, I knew the reputation of this film going in. I think we all did. It's partly why I chose it. So I was hoping for, like, man, this better be so awkward and poorly made that I'm peeing my pants with laughter, like I did during that scene in Hot Rod where he's falling down the hill. Or
War of the Worlds.
Or War of the Worlds. Yes, good call.
Love that.
Masterpiece, will be regarded as such in about 25 years.
Criterion.
Yep, Criterion. Or I was hoping, like, in case of Joe's, like, hey, this might actually be a musical I end up liking, because I don't hate musicals, and I actually kind of like the weird ones. Like, I didn't hate Cats, okay, the movie. I'm one of the few people, me and my friend Stephen Gray have cottages on the We Don't Hate Cats Island, and it might be a population of 2, but we're there because I didn't mind it. So I was thinking, well, this could
Epstein Island.
Whatever. This could be a sort of fun, like, no, you should not have made a musical out of this, but since you did, I'm just going to try and enjoy it. Unfortunately, I don't think I got either of those things I was looking for. However, I did actually have a blast watching this. At least an hour and a half of it. I do think there's about a half hour, possibly 40 minutes in the middle that drags. But there were highlights. I liked the whole bit at the beginning when he's going to take her to a Bach performance, and she would rather go see Duran, or he says Duran Duran Duran, and he has to be corrected about. That's funny to me. Stupid, but funny. Okay, I'm not saying it's great comedy writing, but I laughed.
Okay, that's another song that I actually flat out hated. I just absolutely hated it.
Okay.
I wanted to die. It was so bad. The song where they're sitting at the performance and she keeps like, I'm gonna make this guy into a rocker. Fucking hate it.
I didn't necessarily like the song. I just liked the dialogue leading up to it.
It pissed me off.
I'm talking about the book here. Okay, not the lyric, the book.
Okay, go ahead.
And then I think it's Camilla says to him, so go and grab her before she runs off with a member of Air Supply.
What does that mean?
like
Air Supply,
like the most innocuous band ever, next to Chicago, and she's worried that Prince Charles is gonna, or that Diana's gonna run off with one of the members of Air's. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Like that guy.
They couldn't think of any other
Yeah,
band.
they couldn't think of Toto. Like Toto might have had a little bit more.
Not even Toto. Like what was this, like the early 80s?
Yeah, but I mean, Toto had a little bit more big dick energy than Air Supply. REO Speedwagon. Yeah, like REO's like, I can't fight this feat. Like chicks went nuts for that.
Air Supply, like what?
Here's the thing. If I had seen this in an actual like theater, not a movie theater, but if I saw the play, I might have actually enjoyed this a hell of a lot more, because I think it would have been a fiasco. Just having a full audience watching a live performance and reacting to it in real time might have given me the fiasco I wanted. But since this was taped, it was controlled, so I'm sure someone flubbed a line, they could do another take, blah blah blah. But this is I just think this movie is absolutely ridiculous, and I kind of respect the audacity of that. There is a sincerity to the stupidity on the writer and lyricist. I think there is. Like, I think they honestly believe they were making a really good musical.
Oh, no, I think they believe they were making a good musical. I don't think there was any, like, it seemed kind of
I'm not talking about their motives.
Yeah, okay.
That's kind of where they let themselves down. Yeah.
The motives,
I can tell that they thought that they were appealing to a specific
right
audience.
And that's, I appreciate the balls it takes to put something out like this and honestly believe not only is it going to be a hit on Broadway, fuck COVID, we're going to release it as a movie, and when COVID clears, there's going to be lines around the block, because Netflix spent $10 million acquiring this for that very purpose, and it failed spectacularly. So I have to respect that at some point there were people in a room who honestly thought this was all a good idea. And I cannot help but admire that. Okay? However, my first thought upon hearing the very first song, what's it called?
Underestimated.
I don't know if you guys, I haven't gone to church in a long time, but I was raised, I'm not going to get into religion. We've got plenty of other biopics to get into our feelings on religion. But when I used to go to church, there were often these moments when, like, somebody who wasn't in the choir would get a guest spot to sing. And it might be an Amy Grant song. It might be a Petra ballad, something by Stephen Curtis Chapman. They would, like, we've got a special musical guest today. And it was always some girl, usually somebody around my age or a little bit younger, who, she's just got a beautiful voice. She's just amazing. You got to let her sing. She doesn't want to be in choir. Choir is supposed to be for everybody, and she didn't want to show them up. And, she's just humble and wants.
Oh, okay. She's humble.
There was actually a specific girl at my church when I was growing up, and she kind of looked like Julia Roberts. So yes, I kind of had a crush on her. And because of that, I thought she had a beautiful, beautiful, angelic voice. I'm sure if I heard her now, I would be like, you just had a boner. And it was
to her.
To her. No,
that's what you know.
My boner was keeping me from hearing properly. However, what she would do, and there were other guests. Sometimes it was a dude plugging in his guitar to a little amp he brought in. But anyway, they would have these cassette tapes they'd get at Zondervan's with just the backing track. So the audio guy in the back would put them in, and they'd start the music, and it always sounded like this way overproduced, canned Muzak version of the song, and she would sing to that. That's what the music in this movie felt like to me.
Yeah.
So I felt flashback to church. Again, I kind of admire that, but as a fan of musicals and just music in general, I hated it at the same time. There were a couple songs where I actually kind of liked them, although unlike Joe, I didn't write them down except for one. I'm not going to lie. I thought The Dress was amazing. Revenge works best in an F You dress.
I hated that.
I did. I'm sorry. Feck You dress.
Hated it.
If you can harness that energy, we're cooking with gas on this entire project.
Because that's the moment where you realize that Diana's, was that her manservant, her butler, or just an assistant? He like through the rest of the movie, he hardly has a personality, and then he jumps up on a chair like Ross Matthews and just starts, oh, darling, and he just does this, and I'm just like, okay, I needed more of this.
Yeah.
Because I think ultimately my opinion of this movie is that I am going to say that I wish this had just been trashy, campy nonsense from the start, and I would have loved every minute of this, because this is where I agree with both of you. There were moments where, I, like Joe, I sat forward, I was like, oh man, and I wasn't even high. I just thought it was entertaining as hell. Because every once in a while I'm like, oh, this is gonna get fiasco-y. I'm ready. And then it would get into the serious stuff, and I'm like, are you seriously just? And then you've got an actual musical number at an AIDS clinic. Like, if you're gonna do that, embrace the sleaze of doing that and make it funny and somewhat disrespectful. Because then you slip over into camp, then you slip over into something I can get behind, like South Park would do. Like, there were times where I'm like, this is like South Park without any jokes. Like,
well, yeah, that's the problem, is there was no jokes. Like,
that was emblematic to me of where they couldn't pick their lane, because you come from Feck You Dress to a scene lifted directly out of Rent for that AIDS clinic, and then at the end it's a scene lifted right out of Hamilton, where like you have people lining up on the stage, like giving post-mortem facts about Princess Di.
Oh yeah, and the post-mortem facts, I'm
like, that's Hamilton, baby.
She disappears into a heaven of flashbulbs.
They obviously wanted to say like, oh, she was, that whole quote, oh, there was 3 of us in the marriage,
right? That
she said in that interview. I'm misquoting it, but that was the thing, was like, she was miserable. She was very open about being miserable.
Right.
They wanted to focus on the misery and then sum up the stuff that she loved in like one little song, and then she disappears into the paparazzi forever.
Yeah.
Into nothing. Like that, I don't know. It's a little disrespectful. And they also like didn't touch on, someone else died in that car crash.
Right, but they weren't.
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself.
The moments in this movie where I was like, okay, that's the musical you should have made of this, were the Feck dress, the part where she's talking to the biographer, and the words kept coming, like that, and then the stuff with the paparazzi running around her and doing their, their number. Those 3 moments are what this musical should have been. Like, those are the parts where they kind of went to that, let's just take this and be bizarre and campy with it, and, have her come up out of the floor sitting on a chair on a stack of books, and, do that. Like, I don't care if, like, you want to be, like, tasteless, then be tasteless, but at least make it entertaining. And I thought those 3 moments were the closest it came to being like, you know what, screw it. Let's just, throw off our gowns and just be who we really are and just have some trashy fun. And then, then it would segue into, oh, by the way, these men are dying of AIDS and no one will touch them. You should wear gloves, Your Highness. And I may be a sick person, but you didn't even give me like she walks off into the darkness off, stage left. And then we hear motorcycle engines and a screeching tire, glass breaking. Like, you didn't even give me that.
Segueing right into the Meatloaf musical, it sounds like. Bat Out of Hell.
Yeah, I want it again, but this might be, if you're gonna be tasteless, embrace the camp and go there.
Yeah.
But, go in one direction or go in the other. And if you're going to make it all serious, then why make it a musical? Like, just make a stage play, or like just a non-musical stage play of her life. But if you're going to make it a musical, I think making it a musical already kind of puts it in a sort of fantasy realm where stuff's going to just happen because that's what musicals are. Like, musicals live in their own little world. So when you do that, the audience is going to be automatically detached, I think. So if you're going to fucking talk about tragedy and this person's miserable life, don't make it into a musical unless you're going to be tasteless and campy. And if you're going to do that, then really go after the people that did it to her and make her, you know, kind of the...
No, I know what you're saying. It's just I feel like they didn't. That's why it should just be about the dress.
Exactly. That's all I've got to say. Like, I did not hate the act of watching this movie, and there is a part of me that was very entertained by the, as I said, the gumption and the audacity of these people thinking they had something good when they really didn't. Kind of like when Garth Brooks really thought he had a good take on grunge music and did Chris Gaines, and it just, I respect that. It was stupid, but I respect it. This movie, I'll give it begrudging respect for at least for being an asshole and thinking it deserved to be put on. But at the same time, I just feel like it's just a mess. And so entertainment value, if you just want to laugh, or just if you want to have a little jaw-dropping experience, like, I can't believe this exists. It's kind of entertaining in that way, to me at least. But if you're really going to go into it as someone who's a little sensitive to the subject matter or has a lot of reverence for Princess Di, I think this movie would probably just piss you off. So I guess I'm in the middle of both of you. So that's all I got to say. So, Hojo, what did it get right? What did it get wrong?
There's a lot of stuff that was just like straight up omitted. Princess Diana has many alleged affairs that were extensively covered, almost viciously, by the tabloids and press in general.
Mine didn't even make the cut.
Oh, were you also an alleged affair?
Yeah, he dropped that duvet once his neighbor gave him the news and flew over to England.
I had to. Again, I'm basing all my life now on what Joe's going to write about me after I die. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm sorry. Go on.
So there was an incident called Squidgy Gate.
Holy shit, I need to know more about that.
It was either a romantic partner or a close friend named James Gilby, who was an heir to a gin fortune. There was audio recorded because everyone's phones are tapped for some reason in this family. And it was directly after she collaborated with an author on kind of a expose on her experience with the royal family. Conveniently, some audio was leaked between her and a close male friend, and they printed it in the Sun. They opened up a phone line where you could call in, because this was before the internet. You could call in and listen to the audio. You had to pay to do it, and people did. And he called her Squidgy a lot, so that's why it was called Squidgy Gate. So, like, you're laughing, but that's what everyone did.
I'm laughing at the word Squidgy. I thought you were going to say it was the guy's last name, James Squidgy or whatever, and I was like, oh,
heir to the Squidgy gin fortune.
Yeah, the Squidgy gin fortune.
But yeah, that was a whole aspect of the story that was kind of omitted, and I'm not saying that they should have covered it. It's just like
Squidgy rhymes with getting jiggy. Like, that could have been a song, Hamilton style.
If they're gonna rhyme bulimia in there with something, then they can put it Squidgy, I guess. No, it's just as an overview of her life, it's weird that was omitted. I have a theory, not going to confirm or deny. Dodi Fayed's family might have had a problem with this because they don't mention him at all, and he was in the car when she died, and he died as well.
Interesting.
That's true.
Yep.
She was dating him at the time. His father actually had a lot of conspiracy theories about how the royal family may have killed her, and specific people within the royal family may have killed her, and he was in a lot of like publicized interviews saying this stuff. So that's a thing that's weird to be omitted. And just like, if we want to get dark,
I always want to get dark
about why this shit may have not been good to like do a skimmed, like a Wikipedia overview of her life as a musical. I think they were trying to appeal to the internet crowd.
Yeah.
Whilst this is about someone being hunted by the press and the paparazzi. And like at this stage in the United States and beyond, that's kind of just like the life we live.
Yeah.
So they could have like, if they wanted to bring it to now, they could have focused on that and like sort of the weird panopticon we're in where everyone's filming everybody. Because like she was hounded by the press. There was like not and we're very happy to critique that online right now. Like Princess Diana is kind of a hero of style and of someone who's misunderstood, and of someone who was tragically kind of assassinated in character and in self by the paparazzi. But we're also perfectly happy to just like do this to anyone.
Taylor Swift.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor Swift. Anyone, like it's almost anyone. It's regular people too. Like we love it. We love it. It just seems like in one sentence we're going to make these like very passionate condemnation of how people are like made to be consumable and made to be how people are exploited essentially.
Yeah.
And then in the next breath we're exploiting someone because that's what gets us engagement online. So like it's odd to make a musical that's so heavily focused on her scandals and how that was harmful to her, and to not go in on that aspect. Can I talk about Rotten.com real quick?
Yes, I've been waiting.
Do you guys remember Rotten.com?
I might be too young for that one, but yeah.
Yeah, of course I did. I was a horror writer.
Yeah, Rotten.com was a shock website that printed, they posted thumbnail-less pictures of atrocities. You could go on there and just see any old, like, crime scenes, dead babies,
beheadings,
diseases, beheadings, like all this stuff. And this was like a big thing in the 90s and 2000s. I saw it when I was way too young. Most people would say that.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an appropriate age to really be exposed to that.
When you're 13 and yeah, but like also when you're 13 and like there's no thumbnails, right, and you're just like, oh, that's a funny headline, and you click on it, you're like, oh, and then you like get sucked into this like realm of gore. They did a post called Death of a Princess where they claim to have the last photo ever taken of Princess Diana, which is her in the car crash dead. And it's a picture of her, a blonde woman in a car. It was debunked. It was not real, but they posted it as if it was real. And they're like, we cannot confirm or deny, but this is what we think. And it became like a free speech issue because they're like, oh, well, we never said it was really that. And their site that post got shut down because so many people clicked on it. Like so many people were desperate to see Princess Diana dead.
Yeesh.
That it shut down a website. So like how desperate are we to like consume someone that we don't know? Like just every aspect. And like I feel like there's it not to the extent of Princess Diana, but there's like a similar thing going on with like Meghan Markle and all this stuff. Like just how it seems like people are desperate to find something to hate about her.
Sure.
Well, she's a robot.
Is she? Is that
I saw the video. Yeah, she's a robot or a reptile. One of them. I've seen both.
I don't know. And then going back to like that fake picture of her, like it's so easy to fake pictures now with AI. I don't know. It's just like when do we stop and realize we're still doing it, I guess. I don't know. Like you can make a musical about anything. It seemed like you said, pick a lane.
Yeah.
Like if you want to make this a celebration of her life, then focus on her humanitarian work. If you want this to be like an indictment on the paparazzi, then make it an indictment on the paparazzi.
Yeah.
But it just seemed to focus on like this aspect of her life that she didn't like.
Yeah.
So that's weird to me, and that's my downer moment. Sorry.
It's okay. I don't even want to imagine, and yet in my head I'm...
Oh, and like the other part of the aftermath, the Princess Diana Beanie Baby, not worth that much.
See, that should have been the... No. As I was saying, I don't want my mind to go there, but I am already writing lyrics for the Rotten.com number that should have.
I want a Rotten.com musical.
Oh, dude, are you kidding me?
I would write that.
All right, well, let's switch gears a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, Joe. What happened to the cast? Did this movie do anything for them? Did they, what happened to them after this?
Well, I kind of want to bring this up, and it's going to open up into a larger conversation because Hojo, what you talked about is people delighting in tragedy in misfires, and unfortunately, a lot of the cast kind of got tied to this musical, and maybe the underperformance or the critical revulsion against this musical. I want to talk a little bit about the Razzies because Ryan, I'm sure you have some information about the Razzies coming up.
I do. Yeah.
Heavily Razzied.
Hojo, as you were talking about it, it was like, oh, that's kind of what the Razzies do nowadays.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to kind of open up a question a little bit about what is our relationship these days to the Razzies? Because at least for me, I feel like it was started back at a time where it was like still kind of like almost a novel idea to take shots at the big high and mighty celebrities. But nowadays, I'm like, every now and then when I see some of these nominations or some of them that are just downright kind of mean-spirited sometimes, I'm just like, well, do we need the Razzies anymore? I mean, any a-hole with a mic and a blog, hi there world, is kind of filling the role that the Razzies claim that they were like, established to do.
Yeah.
And we can talk about how that affected this movie, but like, let's just start there. Razzies, pro, con, what are we doing?
Well, okay. Like Joe said, it started out as kind of a joke in 1980, where it was like, haha, let's just do an anti-Oscars and give out awards to bad stuff. Of course, bad being relative because it's up to these people, and they are critics and stuff, people in the industry, whatnot. But yeah, it kind of just started out as a haha joke. And over the years, it's become an institution, and some people love it even more than the Oscars. I am going to go on the record as saying I detest the Razzies. In fact, I don't think it's up there anymore, but if you, back in the day on my Letterboxd profile, my first line in my bio was "fuck the Razzies." So, I am not a fan of the Razzies. I think at this point they have outlived their use, as to your point, Joe. I think that it is a joke that got old decades ago, and they're beating a dead horse with it. It's extremely reductive. It's almost like, oh, look, Adam Sandler's got a new movie out. Yep, that one's going to be in the Razzies because it's just so predictable. Every once in a while, they pull something out of the ether that is like, oh, that's kind of funny. But it's like, okay, yeah, Cats. It's weird and a lot of people hated it. Ha ha, that's the joke. Let's give it an award. It's like, we don't need them anymore because there's plenty of us out there doing this shit. It's the same way I kind of feel about riff tracks in Mystery Science Theater, that I don't think we need them anymore either. They lost me when they did a riff tracks of Night of the Living Dead. I'm like, guys, no, that's, I don't care what you personally think, but that's actually a very important film, not only to the horror genre, but to independent cinema in general. It's in the Criterion Collection. It's in the Library of Congress.
Yeah.
There is a reason that movie is celebrated. And now you're going to go on and make fun of it. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's your joke. We're going to make fun of a movie. And I think that's what the Razzies do. It's just, it's not even funny anymore. And I'll get into a little bit more about this movie and its and I'm sure Joe will too, because we have a little bit of a crossover in our stuff. But that's my opinion on the Razzies, and I hope we win a Razzie Award for Worst Podcast just for this episode, and I'll go and accept the award.
I'll try and be succinct about my opinion on the Razzies. I agree that it's a joke that got old. I think there's a difference between critiquing establishment and just like making fun of someone.
Yeah.
Like if the joke is this person is bad, then that's not a joke. That's you're just, tearing someone apart.
Or make a joke of it. Them being bad is not in and of itself a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a difference between critiquing and being mean-spirited. I think it's terrible that they've nominated children.
Yep.
Which they no longer do. But yes, they used to.
And I do think it's reductive, and when anyone can get online and
we're like so beyond irony as a culture too that like there's no use anymore. So
right.
When you log on to Letterboxd and everyone like the everyone's like just running to make the snarkiest comment they can about a movie in a sentence, then like, yeah, we don't need the Razzies anymore.
No, that's just kind of my thought, because do we want to break down the Razzie results here? Because
I guess, because I've got all that tie. I mean, it's like I said, it's crossover with us because I know the number of the cast members are Razzie nominated winners, but so is the movie in general. So I guess I can just go from there. This movie was quite dishonored at the Razzies. It won Worst Picture, Worst Director, Worst Actress for Jenna Deval. Sorry. It was also nominated for Worst Supporting Actress, Worst Screen Couple, and Worst Remake, Ripoff, Sequel category. I don't know what it was remaking or ripping off or what it was sequelizing.
Yeah.
But the play, however, believe it or not, did actually get some legit nominations for Best Original Score at the Tonys, the Drama Desk Awards, Outstanding Actress to Jenna Deval, and Outstanding Costume Design, and the Outer Critics Circle nominations, multiple design and performance categories. So do with that what you will.
But I mean, I sit there and I look at what it was like co-star on co-star violence for Worst Supporting Actress that year. Like, but I'm thinking, like, does Judy Kaye or Erin Davey really deserve like a nomination and or win? I mean, they were fine with what they had. They were. I would even say Judy Kaye was good. I'll throw that out there.
I would not throw any. I mean, like I said, I didn't like the main actress, but I don't think her performance was worthy of like worst anything.
No.
I don't think any of those performances were like worst anything. It just, I don't know. They were doing their job as working Broadway performers.
Well, and add another thing is, as anybody who's made a movie or been in a movie knows, that a bad performance on stage or on screen, especially, I know that the stage is considered more of an actor's medium. The film is considered a director's medium, but you can't necessarily blame a bad performance on an actor all the time, because the director tells them what to do. Like, and I've done this a lot with some of my movies I've made where people criticize certain actors in it. And I was like, look, they gave the performance I asked them to give. I was happy with what they did. So if you didn't like it, that's fine, but don't take it out on the actor, because they were doing what me as a director asked them to do. This movie did not go over very well in the UK. I'm not going to get into all of it, but let's just say if you want to go there, the critics and the public were pretty disdainful of it. In fact, most of the public thought it was silly. They thought it was hilarious. But I mean, cultural differences, they obviously have their own perspective. I know that British comedy has always mocked the monarchy, so maybe to them that's just more of a thing. So anyway, as far as the aggregate sites go, if you guys are curious, on Letterboxd, this is ranked 2.0 out of 5, based on several thousand votes. All of these are several thousand votes. On IMDb, it's ranked 4.4 out of 10. And Rotten Tomatoes, it sits at a 12% with the critics and a 38% with the audience. So audiences are slightly more receptive. I did pick a couple of my favorite excerpts from a couple of reviews. This is from The Guardian, and I quote, "If it was deliberate satire, it would be genius, but it's not." I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
And then Maureen Lee Lenker from Entertainment Weekly said, And I quote, Diana the musical is rather like the royal family itself these days. Expensive and pointless.
Wow.
So
incisive.
Yeah.
True.
So guys, I'll start with you, Hojo. Did it kill you or thrill you?
Neither.
Okay. I think that's what we both thought about Saltburn too. All right, Joe.
No, Saltburn did kill me.
Oh, that's true. I was the indifferent one. You're right.
I literally recommended it to you because I hated
This
it
is
so
true.
much.
This is true.
It didn't. I mean, it sounds like it killed me because I have all of these like dark interpretations of it, but as a movie, like just plainly as a movie, I don't know. It didn't really do that much.
It's a spectrum between kill and thrill. So.
Yeah.
It leaned kill,
okay.
I guess.
Kill adjacent.
Yeah.
Like it stepped on your toe and you kind of had to deal with that for the rest of the day, but now you're okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about killing it, but then I didn't. Then I was like, that's murder. We need to get ourselves together. And then I went about my day.
Set them aside.
Yeah.
Joe, kill you or thrill you?
I mean, we're talking about a pure dichotomy, but a movie like this just doesn't fit into it.
No.
I will say though that throughout the movie, that none of it ever approached me like actually killing me, and a lot more of the well, not a lot more, but again, we're talking 51% here. Yeah, it's 51% on that spectrum. It never approached killing me, but there were, as I've said, points in this movie that did approach thrilling me. So I'm gonna throw my lot on that side of the spectrum there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and to the listeners at home, it's a spectrum. I don't believe in binaries, but you know what? It's a title and it's a way to start the conversation. A jumping off point, if you will. I'm gonna go with Joe. Like, as just an experience, sitting there watching it late at night with my cats while eating some ice cream. It was entertaining. I'm not mad that I watched it. In fact, I would probably even buy this on Blu-ray just to have it in the collection for no reason.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, as a film and someone who does appreciate the art of filmmaking, and which is kind of hard to talk about because this really is just a filmed performance, and I don't know if it necessarily qualifies as a motion. Well, it's a motion picture because it's pictures moving on screen. You know what I'm talking about.
I understand what you mean.
From a filmmaking point of view, it's kind of a mess. So it didn't quite kill me. It didn't thrill me. So I'm somewhere in the middle. So, all right, folks, do with all that information what you will. We're done talking about this. I do want to make two suggestions because I didn't want to interrupt either of you guys, but since you're going to be in charge of the merch, I would like a shirt of Hojo looking really pissed off with your Fred Durst quote beneath it.
Love it.
I think that would be a bestseller. And then I want one of you, Joe, where you're leaning and talking into your hand, saying allegedly.
Thank you. Oh, we need to be. There are litigious minds out there.
I know.
Hopefully, Fred Durst is not one of them because we might be, like a rocket in the night sky.
I really like Fred Durst's movie.
Yeah.
The Fanatic.
The Fanatic.
Oh, boy. Yeah,
that's my plot. That's what I would like to recommend to everyone is to watch The Fanatic starring John Travolta.
Now, since we'll have another movie for you coming up soon, I kind of want to take a minute here. Joe, I think you might have mentioned earlier, do you have a movie related podcast you would like to give a shout out to? Because I feel like we gotta, build each other up as a community, and give shout outs where they're deserved. So is there a particular movie podcast you listen to that you find entertaining that you would like to let others know about?
I love it. I love your all about community, and I love the movie community. Lately what I've been listening to is, the Ringers podcast, The Big Picture. I'll throw my support behind them. Love you, Sean. Love you, Amanda.
Okay. I will give a shout out to some of our fellow podcasters and YouTubers who, like us, are saving the world's sanity with erudite commentary, flawless analysis, and unimpeachable humor. I recommend, if you're into Star Wars, check out my buddies at Blast Points. If you like pop culture adjacent with lots of movie talk, check out the guys over at the Dog Zone 9000, former writers from cracks.com. I love that show. Also, shout out to my compatriots and friends at Night of the Living Podcast, Gentleman's Guide to Midnight Cinema, Watch Skip Plus on YouTube. Check out, and now for something a little bit different. And my, they're not my friends. I hope they will be someday, but they are asking me on their show. So Brad and Troy over at the Not a Bomb Podcast, that's my personal favorite. They've gotten me through a lot of hard times, and they do a great show. So check out all that, and keep listening to this show. Give it 4 and 5 star reviews. Go a long way.
4. We don't want 4s.
I mean, we
want 5s, and we want you on the subscriber list for the merch, the monthly newsletter.
Well, we are on Coffee, KO-FI, if you want to donate to the cause. But yeah, and Joe's not joking. I am in the process of building a website, so we will hopefully, if you guys enjoy this, and I see no reason why you wouldn't. Check all that out. So otherwise, yeah, you just find us on Spotify, most of your podcast platforms. We're also on YouTube, Cinema Milkshake. And thanks again, guys. I am glad you have joined the Cinema Milkshake family. I look forward to speaking with you about more biopics and having you both back on the regular show again at some point. So
we'll see you next time. I promise I'll swear on the next episode. So look forward to that, everybody.
If you enjoyed this program, you should totally follow it online.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're talking.
So where are you?
Go to Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Letterboxd, and YouTube.
Cool.
And search for Cinema Milkshake.
Do it. We'll give it a whirl. Why not?
And
Like, follow, share, and leave feedback.
you tell the world.
You certainly don't have to, but it would be a whole lot cooler if you did.
Believe that shit.
Word. Oh, that's good.
Until next time, don't let the bastards grind you down.
Listen, don't get prancy with me, kiddo.
Keep watching movies.
Dude, that movie was fucking sweet. Ain't bet your fucking ass it was.
And, most importantly, dear listeners,
What's up?
enjoy every milkshake.
I feel like something incredible is really gonna happen here.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
I'm disgusted and repulsed, and I can't look away.
What is this, some kind of a joke?
Some sort, yes.
Bravo!
You're mocking me, aren't you? How dare you!
Do you know anything about the art of film production?
Well, I like to think so.
Direction, the acting, the storyline, that shit was bad.
Wow.
That was fucking trippy.
Yeah, boy.
What did you think?
I can't talk about it anymore. It's giving me a headache.
Why don't you knock it off with them negative waves?
That's part of your problem, you know. You haven't seen enough movies. All of life's riddles are answered in the movies.
I had enough. I give up. I want to go home.
You can no longer wound me with your cruelty. I have found, at long last, love.
How touching.